Rainbow Laces is Stonewall and Premier League campaign to ensure that all LGBT people have a good relationship with sport. With current research, it's been shown that 40% of people that are LGBT feel like they are uncomfortable in a sporting setting, and also 10% of LGBT people have also faced discrimination within a sports setting. This is why the Rainbow Laces campaign is still really important.
Why is the Rainbow Laces campaign important to you? Why has it affected you?
As a gay woman, it's been really, really positive in making me feel that the people around me, the sport that I love, is behind me and is an ally for LGBT people in the community.
What's the importance of allies and what is an ally for the LGBT community?
As a young person growing up, an LGBT person, it can feel really difficult, it can feel really alienating, and to be honest, for me, I was 16 when I first came out to my parents, and a couple of years before to some school friends, and throughout my life I felt that it's been something that I've had to do over and over again. People see coming out as you do it once and that's it, you're out, but it isn't. Whenever you start a new job, whenever you join a new football team, a new friendship group, there's always that little bit of a, when do I tell them? Are they going to be okay with me? Are they going to completely ignore me if I tell them? And it's something to be aware of, that if you can see that people out there are wearing rainbow laces, you know, they're allies to the LGBT community, it makes you feel a lot safer, a lot more confident, and you can actually go out and say, yeah, this is who I am, and be absolutely fine with it.
In terms of you coming out, like, were there any situations that were more difficult, or do you feel like you still have to come out everywhere, or is that something that, well, why does it matter?
For me, it was hard initially as a youngster, because you look around and you think that you're different from everybody else. It turns out that you're not. There's lots of people, and the more role models there are, the people that you see on TV and see in sport, the more positive it is. And I was incredibly lucky, and I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones. I mean, I remember my mum said to me, again, really positive, but she said, you know, I'm only sad because I think your life's going to be harder now. And she was right, and in some ways it has been, but to know that I've got that support and my friends were like, well, that's okay, that's just you, or why does it matter, it's just you, I think that's helped me really, really positive about it.
Do you think that having backing like the Premier League and first team players, for example, within the men's game and the women's game, showing their support for Rainbow Laces, do you think that's helping younger generations and people that might be struggling to come out?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you see the likes of, you know, James Maddison, an absolute Leicester hero, saying that, you know, asking the questions and saying, you know, it's okay to be gay, it's okay who you are. If you wear rainbow laces, it doesn't mean that you're gay, it just means that you're supporting people to just be themselves. I think that's so important.
So what is the importance of having not just allies but straight allies within the LGBTQ plus community?
Just knowing that if you've got allies, if you've got people around you, whether it's role models, whether it's friends or family, if you know that they're on your side, it really helps you become more confident in who you are. And I think if you know a young person that maybe is coming out or wants to come out and is unsure, if they can see that they've got people around them that either are like them or are they going to support them by wearing rainbow laces, by talking about it, they're going to have a much more positive experience than if they don't see that around them.
If you were to give any advice to 16-year-old Sarah or to anybody else in this position right now who's thinking about coming out, what advice would you give them, and how can you help?
I think it helps a lot if you've got someone that you can trust, someone that you can confide in and say, look, this is who I am, this is what's going on. That can be a family member, a close friend, your coaches on football sessions. You know, I'm sure any of your Leicester City and the community coaches would be happy to listen to you. And even if not, if there's nobody that you trust, you can go to Stonewall and find out as much information. I understand how difficult it can be, but try not to keep it all inside. Try and find out as much information as you can, and try and have someone that you can lean on and trust. Try and find those allies.
I think that's the important message, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just be yourself. There's nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed about at all. It's just you being you, and so long as you're happy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust and allies. And that's what Rainbow Laces campaign is all about.